Good morning, everybody. It is that time. It is Monday. Just gotta write this down. I don't forget. So light. Can barely see it. Anyway, it's Monday. Hi, good morning. Let's find us. Nope, that's my personal page. Where are we? Oh, there. Jeez. I thought my page disappeared or something. We are here. Let's get the link out to the group, Creative Hand Lettering Link People group. And then let's get the link out to the page, which is back to Creative Hand Lettering. And today is, what day is it? It is April 7th. Wow. And the prompt is raindrops and sunshine. And paste. We are there, I think. Good morning. Good morning. Tired. Excuse the yawning today. Good morning, Julie. Bright and early, sunshiny morning. Good morning. Fix my camera. Okay. Good morning, Jan Marie and Karen. Are we ready? I think I fixed the camera. Doesn't look quite fixed, but it's closer. I'll fix it when we start doodling. It's 8 o'clock a.m. I'm tired. Okay. Good morning, Ruthann and Shari and Cheryl, Dieta. Who did I miss? Tina, Ellen, Beatrice. Good morning. Okay, so here's where we do shameless plugs. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Pamela. First shameless plug is the Creator of Cuteness website, which is called, surprisingly enough, creatorofcuteness.com. It's the Creator of Cuteness website at creatorofcuteness.com. Hi, Janice. Anyway, that's the first shameless plug. Second shameless plug is for the book club, which we just had the first session of, no, we had our first meeting of the fifth session of the book club. Hi, Penny. Hi, Carmen. Johanna, Pat, Arlene. I missed a bunch of you guys. Janice, Kathy, Lisa. Okay, well, that's all I can do today. So we just had our last meeting, or our first meeting of April. So we have a meeting at the beginning of the month and a meeting at the end of the month this year. The meeting at the beginning of the month is for the No Excuses Art Journaling book. The meeting at the end of the month is when we do a book of my choosing, and it will be April 25th. And so we will work in that book. We review the book. We read the book together, page by painstakingly pages. We have another session of the book club coming up May, June, July, and August. That's coming up in May. So the book that we are reviewing in May, in case you are excited and want to join us, is Creative Abstract Watercolor with Kate Rebecca Leach. I'm going to be very excited about this book. I want to play in it already, but I'm going to try to hold off. But she gives really good tips. And aside from that, her artwork is really cool and looks to me like almost all of us could do it. Pretty much everybody, I think, in the group could do it. So it looks like a really fun book. and it's got gold on the cover. So, I mean, what could be better? So that is the Creative Book Club. That's the 5th session. That's this month, April. And then next month we start on the 6th session of the Creative Book Club. Then we have the 17th quarter of the, I forget what that's called, Journal Play Day. Because I was looking at something and I don't like the way this looks. And I just have to fix it. It's all blurry. And I'm sure it was blurry before, but today it's really bugging me. So I'm just going to go over it so that I don't have to look at it blurry anymore. Hi, Sandy. Good morning. Okay. So we have the 17th quarter of the Journal Play Day group, and it is April, May, and June. In April, we did our book on March 29th. So our book is done. This is one of my books that I did. The other book has sold and is being shipped to its new owner as we speak. So we make a new journal each month. We get 1 to 3 pages of new art from me each month, sometimes a lot more. We learn a new tip or trick monthly, and you can sign up for it at creatorcuteness.com. This is the artwork for May. That one, which I'm now calling jellyfish, but it is still dizzy circles. These are dizzy lines. These are dizzy daisy background. This is dizzy daisies. And these are just hollyhocks. I guess they're dizzy hollyhocks. Dizzy hawks. Anyway, I think it's cute. And then the last but not least one is the dizzy stripes, we'll call them. And I really like those also. So you get a lot of artwork for the month of May. This one came out really fun. Because sadly, when I have somebody I know in the hospital, I just sit and draw. So I just drew and drew and drew. It was fun. So those are the 2 classes that are available currently. I'm still kind of holding off to put up any new classes till I see if Facebook is actually going to delete some videos. I keep checking. They just told me they were going to delete another one, but it hasn't gone away yet. So I don't know what they're doing. I don't know if they're playing games or what. So now let's talk about a little shopping spree I had. First of all, look at what my friend Linda gave me for our class. This is such a cute little bowl from Natural Life. It says you make the world a better place. And then I didn't realize these were Katie Daisy washi tapes, but she gave me Katie Daisy washi tapes. And right now they're just sitting in my bowl because they're both so pretty, because Katie Daisy's so pretty. And then I shopped at the Japanese pen store called Maido, M-A-I-D-O. It could be Maido. I should have asked him. But one of you guys owns this scissors and told me it was your favorite scissors. And they had it in like 10 colors, so I had to buy one. I had to. And it's called a Kokuyo. And I had to have it. Because for some reason right now I can't find my yellow scissors, so this is all I got. I took it with me, and it better be in my bag, or I'm going to come undone. But it looks like a really good scissors. It was $19. No, it wasn't. It was $9. I lied. Looks like $9. So pretty affordable. And I love scissors as much as I love pens. Then I bought a new pen. I shared this one with my friend Linda, and I got one for myself. It's a Sarasa R 0.4. It's just a nice ballpoint pen for writing. And I always love my ballpoint pens, you know. Then I bought, my husband bought me this giant brush from Kuretake. I've always wanted one of these. I really don't know what to do with it, but we'll play and figure it out. Look at this brush. Look at it compared to this is what I normally paint with. Wait, where's my good brush? Oh, here. It got smashed in my bag. I have to bring it back to life. But that's the normal size brush I paint with. And this is the new brush. Isn't it cool? We'll see what I do with it, if anything. And then I bought myself some of Carmen's favorite paper called Tomoe River paper. I thought I would use it to make a journal next month and see if I like it or not. It was very expensive. How many sheets are in this? 100 sheets, and it was $17.35. But it looks amazing. And I realized that I pretty much own everything that I need and want at the Japanese pen store. So I don't know that I have to go a whole lot unless I need to replace something. So, but it was still always fun to go. All right. So let's talk about this class I took. It was taught by Ruth Korch, Korch, and she has a lot of online classes. This class is not an online class as of yet, but she does have other online classes, so you are in luck there if you want to take a class. So you can go to Ruth Korch, Korch.com online to see her other online classes. She gave us this cutest little book, and on the front it says draw a picture, and on the side it says draw a picture, make every minute count. And I don't know who made this book, but I'm going to try to find it because I really liked the paper in it. It's beautiful watercolor paper. And we sat down and she showed us how to do 4 pages out of, I think, 22. I'll show you as we go. But she taught us a little bit about her way of watercoloring, which I really like. I then did my own pages in between that will get finished. This was her page. Let me erase as I go because I want the page numbers off. And I'm going to show you how we did our pages to look just like her pages. Another Lindsay page. Strawberries. This one was really fun because we fussy cut it out. Another Lindsay page. So this is how we did this. She gave us these pages of her artwork. And you can bet your bottom dollar that Lindsay's going to be doing a class like this where you get my artwork and we're just going to be tracing it on. So everybody's looks exactly like mine when we're done. I kind of like that and I kind of didn't like it because I like everybody to give it their old college try. But maybe sometimes, like me, you just want to sit down and have yours look at like theirs, you know, and try a few tips from them and go from there. So this page has to get done. Oh, honey, another Lindsay page. Carrots, and this was collaged on with not tracing paper, tissue paper. Another Lindsay page. This page is going to get done. Fresh flowers. She gave us a file of all the artwork and her lettering because there was some great lettering ideas that she had because she's a calligrapher. And calligraphers do some different styles of lettering that they have fancy names for, but it was fun to try and do them. Peas, please. We learned how to do a fun technique for doing the pea pods. Another Lindsay page. And then this page is going to say happy tunes with guys singing, playing banjo and guitar. Because the whole theme was farmer's market. Look at this. Oh no, it wasn't dry. Wonder if I can erase that. Well, gonna have to do a washed background to hide that. I thought this page was all dry. That's a drag. Let's see what happens if we do this while we're just all here together. I'll come back to it. Another Lindsay page. This page is April showers bring May flowers. And she has this really fun way of doing people, which is just so cute. Maybe we'll draw this girl today. This page is another Lindsay page. And that's it. Oh no, wait. This one, which was so fun, we did with orange slices. It's very fun. And this was our name tag. But I'm going to try to fix this page because otherwise it's just going to bother me and I'm not going to be able to move on. Pretty sure I can reactivate this watercolor. Slowly but surely. I'll have to let it soak and sit and then I'll fix it later. I should be able to get that all reactivated. It's not as bad right now as it was a second ago. Okay. So let's maybe do this girl today. We'll do a Ruth Korch girl, but just know this is not my girl. I'm not going to trace her on. We're going to draw her on our own. It was a great class. I got to go with my friend Linda from this group and her friend Cindy, and it was all day. It was 9:30 to 4:30, and I could have stayed there till 10 and kept going. But at 4 o'clock, people started packing up to leave. So I'm like, okay, I guess I better go. But yeah, I could have stayed there for a long time. Anyway, so here we are. Here's what we've done. We did the bunny, this page, a page in here to pull out, and then this page pulls out of here. This is what we did on Friday. Symphony of Nature emerges. Barbara says, can you invite her up here for my venue? I'll try. Or you could message her, Barbara, and I'll be happy to give you an introduction, but sure. Okay. So our prompt is rain showers to sunshine. Okay. And we're going to do only one side because this side is rainbows and robins. So I'm going to do this girl right here in the center. She's going to have a big crease down her face. And it's a little half circle. And her hat is kind of like this. Kind of a elongated, like a ring around Saturn. And then a top to her hat. And her hair comes down in a triangle on this side and a triangle on this side. And then you don't really do anything here because there's flowers. Then you do her skirt, which is a triangle. There's a triangle inside her skirt. And then her legs, which I'll do a little differently because my legs are a little different than hers. And then the arms come in after we do the flowers. Do you see that? The arms hold the flowers. And all you do is you don't even have to put really any pencil line in there because your flowers are all going to be watercolor. And let's do one of these little buckets down here. And she just puts a few pencil lines in just to kind of know what you're doing. Right? So that's all this girl is going to be in the middle. Here's what I need you to know. Once again, I want to tell you, this is not my art. This is Ruth Korch's art, Korch. She is here on Facebook. She is on Instagram, and she has a website, ruthkorchart.com. Is that right, Carmen? Ruth Korch Art? Yes, that's her, ruthkorchart.com. If you like what I had showed you with my little book, please go take her class because she's amazing. I don't know about her online classes, but I can tell you. Oh, my friend Denise says, good morning, Brent. She must have heard you in the background. He said, good morning. Anyway, so if you like her art, go take her class. So we're going to do rain showers. So we're going to do a cloud up here. Maybe not that cloud, but rain showers and sunshine. So I'm going to put the sun. No, let's do that over. Let's do that again. So we're going to put the cloud and the sun on the top of the cloud peeking out, not off the bottom. Although I guess it could pop out the bottom. So we'll bring our cloud down here a little bit further. And here's our sunshine peeking out. And we're just going to do some lines. And the raindrops, of course, will be here, but I don't need to pencil those in. Okay? So here's how Ruth does her classes. Carmen says on Facebook, yeah, that's her. That's her on Carmen. On Carmen. That's her, Carmen. So I'm going to start with a light skin color because she does do skin colors for all of her girls. We'll put our wording in there later. I don't have a picture of what this is supposed to look like. Oh, wait, maybe I do. Hang on. I might have it in my photos because I did take a picture of everything she did. Let's see if it's here yet. If it transferred over to my computer. There she is. Hang on. Hang on. Almost there. And let's try to turn it the right direction for me. Okay, perfect. So her skirt is a light blue. Hang on, I'm getting there, you guys. Thank you for being patient with me because I want to do it justice for Ruth. She's the nicest person. And she does classes in France and Italy and all over the place. Okay, so we're going to start with her face, and I do have kind of a skin color here. Oh, well, it's a little dark for a skin color. So here's what I learned from Ruth. She does not do her outline first. She does her watercolor first, and then she goes back and does the outline, which is kind of cool. We also learned about water to water ratio, whatever you call that. You know, what I've always taught you guys is more water, less color is more transparent. Less water, more color is more opaque. I mean, that's kind of true, kind of not. I just learned so much, but obviously I'm not explaining it well because of the lack of sleep. Can I just tell you that my husband and I are having sleep wars lately? And last night was another one of them, I'll just say. Okay, I better not put her hair in yet because it'll blend with that brown, but it's going to be black hair. Am I at a good angle? I hope you guys can see this all right. We're going to take gray and do our pot here. She just does a little highlight of gray, so there's just like a shadow there. Maybe we'll do another pot over here. We'll do a smaller pot. Do more of a Lindsay pot. So she just does the shadow on one side. Super cool. Okay. Then we need to do her skirt, which is so pretty. It's a very Danish kind of blue. Yeah, that's a pretty blue. A Daniel Smith blue. And I bought art from her. I got to find that. I bought a bunny rabbit piece of art from her because everything on her walls was for sale. It was so cool. There's her skirt. Denise says she's having a sleep war with herself. Yeah, I get it. Okay, then this apron part has lines in it. I think I'm going to do those a little bit darker. in a little bit darker blue. And of course it blended into my skirt color. Okay. Then we need to use that same color on her legs and her arms, but her arms aren't going in yet, I don't think. Do they go in now? Maybe I better put them in now. Oops, it blended with the blue. Okay, so now there's also a little bit of a neck in here. And then the flowers will kind of cover it up. Okay, let's do some of these flowers. I'm going to dry this. So we traced all of her art, so it looked almost like exactly like hers. Like my hat doesn't look exactly like hers, but that's okay. And then we're going to put a really dark brown. Oh, maybe not. I guess it wasn't dry up there. Hang on. I thought it was dry. Never mind. Linda says Ruth is amazing watercolor artist. She focuses more on watercolor techniques than drawing. Yeah, she does. It was a great class. Okay, then we're going to put a dark band up there of brown for the hat band. And I'm going to go back to her hair. And I left some stuff in our friend Debbie Boring, who's here in this group. I left it in her little free art library, and that was cool. Well, I didn't leave it in the library. I left it on her doorstep because she wasn't home. Okay, now we're going to do our flowers. And you do this. We're just doing circles for flowers. We'll do some down here. And maybe some over here. I'm sticking with the oranges and pinks and yellows. If I can find my oranges and pinks and yellows. And I'm going to dry them in between a little bit, but not a whole lot. Because it's okay if they blend together. Pink. I should have done the yellow first, right? Right. It's okay. Are the color police coming to get me? I don't think so. Carmen says there's nothing better than a natural high from learning in a group of people that energizes you. Heck yes. Fully agree with that comment. Here's the yellow. Cute, right? So if you want, Ruth is going to, I think she said Italy in a couple weeks. You could join her and go to Italy if you wanted to. I'm much more of a states girl. I don't think I'm going to do a lot of overseas traveling. And if I did, it would be really hard because I don't want to be inside painting the whole time. I'd be wanting to see what was happening outside, you know? But a lot of these classes that you take, you're inside a whole lot doing your learning. Uh-oh, my brush did a little weird thing there. Cute, huh? Okay, there's our pots and our stems, and then we're gonna do this. It's a lot of fun, but I need a darker green. Linda says she mostly takes her group outside when they travel. I don't know, Palma. You'll have to look on her website. But I think it's a tour, like a group of people. I don't know if you can just come for the day, you know? Yeah, yesterday when we were walking around by a lighthouse at the beach, we got to watch a guy doing plein air watercolor, which I love to watch those guys. And he was a young kid, maybe 30. And I love that young people are doing oil outside in the air. It was very cool to watch him. And he was really nice. Atticus and I asked, well, I had a lot more questions. Like I meant to ask him if he sold his artwork, but I forgot. So anyway, it was really fun to watch him. And it does make me super happy that young people are out there doing that kind of stuff and not behind a computer the whole day. Okay, so she's pretty much done. She's going to get some white polka dots. Oh, she also gets pink cheeks. And a little bit of shadowing at the bottom that's kind of green and brown. Kind of like that. She does that really kind of quickie, artsy fartsy shadowing, which I really liked. It was super fun to learn how to do that, even though I'm not quite there yet. But and then for our cloud, all we're gonna do is some shading at the bottom with that bluish kind of color again. I think I had it in here. Hang on, I'll show you if I can find it. Come on. Here, see? Here's another one of Ruth's girls. And see how the shading is just at the bottom of the cloud, kind of? And this girl's got a basket of leaves and apples. It's really fun. I liked it. I had a lot of fun. I felt like an artist for the day, you know? Okay, we don't want to do anything over here because this is our prompt for tomorrow. So let's put our sunshine in. And add a little darker orange. Kind of like that. I'm just going to leave it. And then I'm just going to put in some rays of sunshine. Oh, I'm out of frame? No, I mean, I felt like this kind of artist. I know I'm an artist, you guys. I know. I finally started saying that a couple years ago. I get it. I know I'm an artist. But I felt like this kind of an artist. Like, I've always felt out of the loop on the art groups. I don't even know how to explain it. I don't feel like I'm part of the club. But I did this weekend. Part of the art club. Okay. I think she's done. And guess what? So I outlined first, right? And she does not. She outlines afterwards. And mine takes twice as long when I outline first. But I kind of like this. And I do like that you leave some of the pencil lines in there. I don't know. It's just kind of fun. So I'm going to have to find my own voice with this kind of painting. You know, I can't just keep copying her designs. But kind of fun. So now we're going to take a super skinny black pen and go with a number 2. And we're going to add in some. The other thing I like about this, that is not a 2. Oh, it is. It's just a very thick 2. The other thing I like about this kind of painting is I can shake with my shakiness and it's okay, you know, because you kind of put scratchy lines back in for this stuff. It doesn't have to be perfect. Does that make sense? And then the flowers, I can add some wispy stuff with the pen if and I wanted to. Just a little bit of wispy and some dots. So I can pretty much Lindsay-fy this whole thing. And I'm going to put dots inside my flowers for centers. So it's going to be a cross between hers and mine. And then I'm going to add more wispy lines in here for the stems. We're going to get our white Posca. Or maybe Linda gave me a brand new white Signo pen. And we'll put some dots in with the Signo pen. These are worth their weight in gold when they're new. When they're working well, there's nothing better. They just don't work for very long. And one of the ladies in the class was asking Ruth, how can you make them last longer? And I just started chuckling. And I think we'll put some white dots in here to kind of Lindsay-fy it a little bit more. And we'll even put some lines on her hat band. Okay. Not done. Then we're going to do her apron that has a little there, and her dress with flicks. Right? Her shoes should have been more. Yeah, they're okay. And then this pot and this pot can have a little sketchy kind of leaf thing going on. So let me tell you what happened to my mother-in-law this weekend. Her house was broken into in the middle of the night while we were in wherever we were, Santa Cruz. Somebody tried to force themselves through her front door. And she didn't call us to tell us until the next day, which really upset both of us. So today we're going over to change her locks on her house. But it was a very strange story where the people tried to force themselves in the front door by unlocking her deadbolt. And every time they put their key in, because she found out it was a neighbor up the street who was drunk and thought it was their house. It wasn't like an invasion robbery gone wrong. Thank God, gone wrong. But it was a neighbor or some person that was living with this neighbor. She doesn't think it was a neighbor. But anyway, she's okay. The police came and helped her. I'm going to do a little bit more here of this blue. But she kept pushing herself against the deadbolt as the people were pushing from the other direction to get in. It was very frightening. When she was telling us the story, we were both angry and frightened that she didn't call us to tell us that this had gone on. Because we were still at home when it happened. All right, we got to get some raindrops in here. Anyway, pretty frightening. That's all I'm going to say. Oh, let's blow dry this. What are you asking, Barbara? Does she supply anything? Are you asking about her class? Are you asking about the class that I took, Barbara? Because for this class, yes, she supplied lunch, which was beautiful. And she supplied the book, this little book that we were doing in. But no, not everything. You still had to have your own pens and watercolors. Oh, sneezing. But I kind of think it depends on what class she's teaching. She teaches some calligraphy classes. Anyhow, Barbara, my mother-in-law lives up by you. She lives in Morgan Ranch. So this break-in was near Morgan Ranch. So be careful. Keep your doors locked and keep a chair up against them. We're going to put a lock on our door today that's like a hotel door lock. Do you know what I mean? Those kind of locks that you flip up. We'll make a little puddle of rain here. Okay. That's good. They did not get in because my mother-in-law shoved herself up to the door and kept hitting the deadbolt as they were trying to open the deadbolt. She kept re-closing it. It was very frightening. The story was really scary. So we got to go over today and take care of that. All right, let's do a little bit around this cloud. You know what I mean by when I say flicking the pen? You kind of lift it at the other end. It's not a solid line. It's more of a fleck. You're lifting it as you get to the end. Okay. I'm not looking at hers anymore. I'm just kind of going for it. Getting some Lindsay deets in there. Oh, I know you have a gated situation there. Oh, that's right. At night, they lock the gate. That's right. I wish my mother-in-law had that. She had an opportunity to buy a house where you are, Barbara, and then never followed through on it, which always has made me sad. Okay, so our prompt today is rain showers to sunshine. So we're going to put in some lettering. And I'm going to show you the other thing that I love that that Ruth showed us. And I've showed you guys before, but it's fun when somebody shows you a different way to go about using it. And she had us pencil in all our lettering first, and that's a great tip for you guys. I'm not doing it. My mother-in-law would not know how to use an alarm system. We could not put in an alarm system, but thank you for this suggestion. Whoever said that, Marilyn. It was fun to see how free she was with her lettering. It was just kind of freeing. And I haven't felt free for a long time with my lettering. And so that made me really happy to see some of her art pieces with her lettering on it, because it just looked very free and not staged. If that makes sense. I don't know. Very fun class. I would take it again, actually. Not this same one, which is called Farmers Market. So this class she's going to do as an online class soon, but she does have other classes online. Okay, well, I like her a lot. That is, look at, I bought these brand new pens at MyDo. They came in a pack. Do you see this? 08. What is inside of it is a 02. It's very upsetting. So I did not get a 08 in my pack of pens. And it was also really fun in this class. I'll just keep talking, because I told myself I did not want to Lindsayfy any of my pages. I wanted to do it how she does it, and it was cool. I dug it. I dug it. I dug it. So I pretty much did exactly what I was supposed to do, and I didn't veer off as I normally do in a class and go on my own tangent of stuff. All right. Almost done. I did like how she colored some of her letters like I do. That makes me happy to see other uh, artists do that same kind of thing where you color in your letters. She didn't do this kind of thing with the coloring underneath, but I do, and I like it. It's very fun. All right, so then what she did, which I loved, she had us buy and bring a Tombow N75. I don't know why this color as much, but it's a gray outliner, and she put a lot of gray outlines on the sides of her artwork. Do you know what I mean? It just puts a little shadow, and then the same with her lettering. Oh, wait, I'm going to smear all that. I better hit it with a heat tool. Super fun, though. Okay. So see, our lettering is just the black lettering. Oh, wait, that's still wet. Hold on. Why is that so wet? Okay. So you can take your brush and on usually the left side of your letters, you put a highlight of gray, but on the some of them I go on both sides. I'm sure there is a reason or a highlight or a way that the sun comes in kind of thing, but I don't care that much and I just want it to look cute, and so I just go for it. We'll do the same thing with this lettering, where pretty much it's on the left-hand side. I am going to put some there. And last but not least, she would take her skinny pen, and I've done this before, where you just do some little highlight lines where your curves are in your letters. Do you know what I mean? That might be even too much, but it's okay. See the little highlight lines there? Very fun. It adds a little bit of texture and gives you a little bit of highlight. So tomorrow, we did rain showers to sunshine. Tomorrow is rainbows and robins, so we're going to have to put a bird over here and a rainbow. And this page is going to be really cute. So there you have it. I copied Ruth Korch, who I really, really love her art. And I hope that if she ever sees this, that she'll understand that I was trying to copy. I was trying to be inspired by, I guess I should say. So, oh, Carol says it gives it movement when you put these little whoop, whoop, whoop lines. Cute, right? I think I'm going to put a couple of other white polka dots in here in my letters to make it a little more Lindsay-ish. But now I want to go take more real watercolor classes. It was that fun. It was so fun. And I like that it was just a day-long class, not something you go back and do 6 weeks of work with or whatever. It was very fun. All right. So there's our page. I'm going to take pictures of it and share it with you guys and I got to try to figure out how to do a sunshine girl similar to her, because it's close to a sunshine girl really, but it's definitely a Ruth style. My girl's much chunkier than Ruth's. Where's this girl again? This girl doesn't even have any hair. Her hair is tucked up under her hat, but I love her shirt. So cute, and she's got capris on. Very cute. All right, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a really good day. And yeah, love you guys so much. Okay, bye.